What's better, catamaran or monohull?
Sailing. Virgins. Yeah.
Hi, I'm James.
And I'm Rupert.
We're Sailing Virgins. We get asked a lot, which should I take out, a catamaran or a monohull? So we thought we'd help you answer that question.
And we're going to do that here in Cane Garden Bay, which is actually where our home is. We've got our house up on the hillside and we're just here watching the sun out on a beautiful Lagoon 40.
Yeah.
So to help separate the differences between catamaran and monohull, we're going to look at 6 main features of the catamaran. Stability, living area, shallow draft,
Maneuverability, speed, and general light around the boat. So let's go.
To prove the stability of the catamarans in Cane Garden, we've got a bit of a swell in tonight, and we have here an upside down bottle of aloe vera on top of a cup, and this would not be possible on a monohull. Solid.
So stability is really important at a number of levels. If you have a family where you've got some oldies or some young kids or something and you want to be a bit more stable underway, then cats are better.
It's also going to help with seasickness. The boat won't be rocking from 30 degrees to 30 degrees. It's a lot easier on those that may be a bit more new to the sea.
More comfortable at anchor, so you're going to be pretty much stable when you're like here, like we are now.
And it doesn't heel as much when you are at sail. So therefore, if you want to cook or store provisions, you can end up with a lot less likelihood of damage.
Yeah, so stability is really good.
Yeah.
So cats are really well known for their space. Firstly, you've got a great square sort of shape area, so it's more like a villa arrangement, which is good for, you know, a living room kind of arrangement. And then you have the privacy of the 2 separate hulls, so you can have, you know, a family in each hull, or you can have 4 couples kind of with separation, which is really handy if you've got. And then there's lots of room to do activities and whatever you like at the boat.
So much space for activities! So because the catamarans are so much wider and the load is spread out across 2 hulls, they have very, very shallow drafts. There's no need for a long keel, unlike a monohull. So therefore, you can get into much shallower bays that monohulls wouldn't be able to get to, and the chances of going aground are a lot more slim. Sometimes it's just so great to lie out back with a couple of cuties and enjoy the stars all night long.
This is so
I love it.
Yeah.
So catamarans have 2 engines. They've got 2 propellers, one on each side, and so you can literally turn the boat on its own axis by having one go forward and one go back. It's like driving a tank. So that's a huge advantage of catamarans.
It's also a massive safety feature. Having twice the amount of engines means that if one goes down, or if you run out of fuel or have dirty fuel, for whatever reason, you still have the ability to power the boat using just one engine.
Yeah. The next point is speed. So cats generally are faster than monohulls.
No, they're not, and you've got to be more specific.
Okay, so cats on a reach definitely are going to, they're not going to heel as much, so they're going to catch more wind, and they don't have their keels, there's this lead weight that's slowing them down, causing drag through the water. So on a reach, generally cats are going to be faster.
Apart from in the America's Cup, where monohulls are faster.
Right, so let's talk complete foiling race boats, shall we?
Specifics.
Yeah.
Another positive about catamarans is the freeboard, their height above the waterline. It's far greater than the average monohull, and it allows much more living space and natural light to come in to the cabins and into the saloon area. As you can tell here, we've got a lot more natural light coming in.
And that also means visibility when you're actually trying to maneuver the boat. When you're at the helm, you're sitting higher above the water, so you generally have a better view of what's going on around you.
Yeah.
So there we have some pros on catamarans. We really like cats.
But there's no one way about it, and we're definitely not keeping our views set. So here's some pros and cons about a monohull.
Let's go.
Yeah! So here we are on the monohull. James has literally just fallen over. He reckons it's because he's old, but I'm saying it's because monohulls are less stable than catamarans. We're going to go back to our test to find out. We've got the same bottle of aloe vera after sun gel. Point proven, scientific.
Yeah.
So let's now look at some of the pros on monohulls.
So first off, we have how they look. We've got their traditional aspect, and we've got the cost saving side.
Better upwind performance, more feedback for the actual sailing, and cheaper berthing. So let's now break each one down.
Yeah.
So the first point is the aesthetics. How a boat looks is everything, and just from looking
I
at
don't know about everything, but it's important.
it's very important, yeah. So if you look at the low freeboard, they're lower down in the water, they have much sleeker lines, and overall they look like a much better performance vessel than a catamaran.
Not all cats. We've got gumboats. We've got amazing looking cats out there that look better than most monos, I reckon.
These are very, very small percentage, completely unique. Look at the traditional catamaran that we have around us. They look like a block of flats made out of fiberglass, big white square objects.
Yeah, you do get some ugly cats. You do get some great looking monos. Generally speaking, monos look better. I'll give you that. So tradition. Some people more traditional than others, but there is a much longer evolution of design and history with monohulls, no doubt.
It's the boat that all of our grandparents learned to sail on, and the one that's been passed down through time. These new catamarans just don't quite get the same level of respect. So another point is the cost. So you have only one engine on a monohull, half the amount of moving parts, half the amount of servicing, maintenance, replacement bits and pieces. This makes not just the hull price, which is half the amount of fiberglass, but also the mechanical side a lot more affordable.
And there's a lot more volume in the secondary market too. There's a lot more monohulls, which means you can find something more suitable or you know, be able to negotiate a better price, generally speaking. So upwind performance on monohulls are undoubtedly better in pretty much every respect. They sail closer to the wind, and you've got much, you know, faster performance upwind.
And you've got a lot more inertia as well, so the smoothness of the tacks and the speed at which you can move through them is much better as well.
Yeah, so upwind, monohulls have it.
Okay, so feedback's another massive benefit of having a monohull. You can feel the power that the boat is receiving through the tilt, through the heel angle, and you can tell whether it's overpowered or whether you need to make any amendments to this. This allows this to be an incredible teaching vessel for all beginners, all the way through to intermediates and even experts to be able to realize the power of the wind.
Yeah, you just really can't get the same feedback on a cat. A cat will be kind of the same no matter how much wind it gets until it's kind of too late. Whereas monohulls are constantly healing and giving feedback to that. So there's no doubt feedback on a monohull is much easier to get. If you're at anchor or on a mooring ball, it will be the same, monohull and cat. But if you're going into a marina, if you're taking a berthing spot there, then a monohull is going to be generally half the price for the same length as a cat.
So at a close here, we have managed to summarize a lot of pros for the monohulls and a lot of pros for the catamarans. It comes down to neither is really better or worse. It comes down to what your personal preference is and what you're looking to get out of your experience on board the vessel.
Yeah, you don't really need to think too hard about it. We sail both monos and cats. The main thing is just to get outside and sail, enjoy it.
We teach on both as well.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please thumbs up. Keep subscribing. We have a Patreon account, so if you'd like live Q&A each month, then get involved in the Patreon. We'd love to see you. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And now we're going to do a bit of a tour of Tortola. So have fun. Thank you. It's out. Bye. So I'm here with Gus. He's just joined the team, and I'm going to show him a few bars around Tortola. So thought we'd show you guys at the same time. We're at Paradise.
There is literally sand as the floor. The name does what it says on the box. We've got some calypso like Richie playing in the background. Life is good.
Why, I love living this way. I love living this way. Yeah.
Cheers.
So now we're at the Dove. It's opposite the ferry terminal, right near the water, and it's one of the kind of better places in town to get a drink, get something to eat, that sort of thing. It's really good.
Christian. That's Christian. He's the man. And we're a Christian bar. No relation.
So we're at Grill on the Hill. It's like a local sort of place to go on a Tuesday night. There's Grill, we're on a hill. This place is lit.
Take 12.
Okay, so we're kind of towards the end of the evening here in Tortola. It's been great. We visited probably 5 or 6 places. I actually have a higher appreciation of this place now. How
It's been a fun time.
great.
Sailing Virgins.
Yeah.